a crushing end. Haliburton looked like he was going full Ray Allen in
hell
the first quarter, hitting three-pointers in a row. And then after that, on an offensive rebound, it was kicked to him. And it seems like every time after an offensive rebound, when a kid gets kicked out and then someone goes to attack the rim, that they end up snapping their Achilles.
This is exactly what happens when y'all call them overrated. I blame y'all, but we're gonna play this video first, and then we're gonna come back and tell you some more news about Tyrese Haliburton's injury.
I just saw a video that's probably going to go viral of some buses, open top buses, presumably for their parade, that are already painted with them as champions. So that's all I'm thinking about right now.
4-second violation.
Now this is sick. One of the most lovable players in this league. One of the best young leaders in this team. His father struggling with this moment.
Man, he knew right away that he snapped it. At first, I thought he was mad that he turned the ball over. Then I was like, oh no. He hurt himself.
It doesn't surprise me at all. That's who he is as a person, teammate. Puts his ego aside constantly, and he could have been in the locker room feeling sorry for himself after something like that happened. But he wasn't. He was up greeting us. You know, a lot of us were hurting.
Even Gilbert got hurt
from the loss, and he was up there consoling us. That's
not an Achilles.
That's who Tyrese Haliburton is. He's just the greatest, man.
He already had the surgery right away, but with it happening so late in the season, it looks like Haliburton will be out the complete next season for the most part. Even if Indiana makes the playoffs, he would be lucky to join them at some point in the playoffs, but who knows? They probably won't make the playoffs, missing their best player. They could maybe be a play-in team, but they kind of ride, even with Haliburton, they're kind of a middle-of-the-pack play-in team in the East. They just kind of had a Cinderella run, kind of like the Heat were doing with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been too many injuries that's been happening this season. I mean, you got Kyrie Irving getting hurt, injured. You got Tatum getting injured. You got DeJounte Murray getting injured. I mean,
yeah,
it's just, and then you got the people with the blood clots like Wemby and the Dame situation. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the NBA. I mean, I don't know if it's the amount. It can't be the amount. It could be possibly the amount of games, but back in the day, NBA games was a lot more physical. Like Jordan was getting bumped and banged to the ground every time you see Allen Iverson. He was on the ground like this, and now it was like a whole bunch of spacing and a couple pick and rolls and a wide open 3-point shot. Like 3-point shot is going crazy nowadays. But
people are saying that the pace of the game is so much faster, and especially kids have been playing a much faster pace from an early age, so they got way more wear and tear on their legs. So they're, having these major injuries that kind of are late or mid or late 20s that these other players weren't getting because it was a much more slower game that was played like in the paint first. A lot of teams had Tim Duncan's or Shaq's or David Robinson's or Keem Olajuwon's or Patrick Ewing's, where they're throwing the ball into the post and just standing around. It wasn't no run and gun every single game. Now every team tries to play like the Phoenix Suns.
True, I know, and I do know that Adam Silver is saying that he's gonna be investigating this whole situation because all these injuries is getting out of. I mean, basically want to study and see exactly what's going on. I mean, some people are saying it's the shoes, even though Kevin Durant came out and said no, that's a myth. There's nothing wrong with the shoes. Then we saw that one doctor that said nah, that was a myth also.
Well, the doctor was also saying that it could be that the shoes are too good, that they have too much grip. So when you go to move, instead of it giving a little give and maybe not being injured, that the shoe fully sticks and there's no give, and then it overloads it just a hair extra more, which causes the tendon to snap or possible injury.
True, but you know what is actually nice about this? What I did see that was actually nice was I think Shea came out and saw him while he was injured. Even after winning the game, even though I would have been mad, like I done blew my Achilles.
I would have threw a Gatorade at him. Get out of here.
Like I was about to cook y'all, man. I was about to drive 40 because I really feel like
Indiana would have won.
This would have been an upset Cinderella story.
Honestly, watching the game and seeing how hot Haliburton started off, I was honestly worried because I don't really like either team, but I just picked OKC over Indiana. And I was like, man, this looks like this is going to have some Haliburton magic because he was just launching them, and like one of those 3-pointers was like 7 feet beyond the line. Like he was just catapulting them in. So I don't know. It ruined the finals because it's like I felt like we were gonna have an epic game with some hero shots, and instead we had an injury that's sucked all the life out of the building, and a lot of people felt like that. It even like took the Thunder more out of their game because they were so relaxed.
What injury did Klay Thompson end up getting?
What, in the game?
Yeah, when
ACL.
So yeah, okay. So
what was bad about Klay Thompson tearing his ACL in his knee is that after missing a year, he was coming back, and in the preseason, he ended up tearing his Achilles in a workout. So he basically had to miss 2 years in a row, one for a knee and one for an Achilles.
And it's the crazy part. I was going to say, like, this injury that's happening is happening to a lot of like point guards and people that have the ball majority in their hand and doing a lot of like herky jerky movement. But then it's like Klay doesn't do that. Like he just stands in one spot. He takes a three. I mean, he did get injured when he stole the ball and he went up for the layup.
And he was attacking.
Then but I mean that was
his knee.
He wasn't doing nothing crazy. He was just driving straight to the basket.
I don't know what he was doing exactly in his training, and I think they were recording when he tore his Achilles. But yeah, I mean that's got to suck. Like, and that's got to be the worst feeling.
And then with the Pacers, I mean the Pacers really weren't supposed to be here. So I mean I definitely understand next year, this season coming up. I know they definitely getting rid of what's his name, the center.
Oh, Miles Turner. They've been saying that for 5 years in a row.
You got to do it now.
This is the final year that they do it.
Have to do it now. Like before, it was like you teased it because you put them on the trade block just to see what's out there, and then now like after you made it to the championship, he was trash. Like he getting beat by Chat Holmgren. He over there scared to take the three. He over there scared. It's like I think
he wasn't scared of the three. He was taking many threes. He just wasn't making them.
Just horrible. And I mean, he's bigger than Chat. He should have just been bullying him and everything.
Anthony Davis syndrome, where he wants, I'm 7 foot or 7'1", but I want everything to be a jump shot for whatever reason.
They gotta change that up, and then you gotta. I mean, they got TJ right now, so I mean, he's the backup, so he will be a starter. You know what?
They'll probably make a trade to get another starter.
I need to check to see what they did in the NBA draft this first round and see if they even got a replacement point guard.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people they could have got.
I don't remember if I saw that the Pacers got a pick. We got the draft board. We'll bring that up in just a second. But speaking of change in the NBA, best healing to